We're very excited to be here today to chat about some really interesting topics. I'm here with Harrison Fletcher from Marketing Eye, Stephen Jackson, he's a former NFL great. I don't think he needs much of an introduction, but he's also the director of Robotic Marketer, which is one of our great new startups in software robotics and AI. We're talking today about onboarding new recruits, whether it's a huge success or a hot mess. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you.
We've all had a lot of experience with either being the person being onboarded in an organisation or being on the other side of the fence and really taking someone through the process of starting a new role, learning new things about the company, about the culture, about their jobs, providing them with job descriptions, setting expectations, etc. So what I'm really interested in is, what are the big wins you've had and what are the hot messes?
Yeah, for me particularly, some of the big wins are absolutely when you're getting on a new team and you're joining a new organization and you come in right away and you feel like the culture just fits you.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in, you have your lunch pail, so to speak, and you're ready to work, and you realize that everyone is so welcoming that they don't even notice you're the new person. They just want to see you succeed. And by wanting to see someone succeed, you're willing to open up the playbook, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you're just willing to share within that wealth of knowledge that you have gained. You share the successes that the company's had, and how did you get there. So onboarding, to me, when I think about the successes, were always the ones, the managers or the leaders of the group, willing to share with me right away, day one, this is how we found success, and this may help you find your own success personally within the company faster.
Yeah, I love that. I really, really love that. I suppose you've probably experienced that so many times with teams. Like, if you don't know the plays and you don't know the way that they operate, it's quite easy to fail.
But I've also had hot messes, and those hot messes are
not so great.
Right. And those not so great moments were those teammates or even some business partners that were a little intimidated of my own personal success.
Yeah.
So they wanted to sabotage that by telling me the wrong assignments or telling me when the meetings are in a different place. So people are sometimes can be very cruel and mean, and and because of their own insecurities, they're trying to put failures in front of you to not have you succeed or show your talents faster or better than them.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that quite a lot in business. I've owned my own company for 20 years, and before that I worked for big corporations and some small businesses where when a new person's come in, people have just ignored them. People aren't interacting with them, they're not inviting them to lunch, they're not really engaging with that new person, and I think that is really hard if you start an organisation like that. And it's very hard to, one, succeed, but also just to feel comfortable and like, this place is a place that you want to be in. What do you think, Harrison?
Yeah, I think that work culture definitely matters. So I've definitely been in both of those types of places before, and I think in those environments where communication's not encouraged as much can be a little bit challenging when you're new. It's definitely harder to figure things out, and it's definitely just easier to get the ball rolling in general if it's like more open type of environment, because you can just easily ask questions when you run into walls and things like that. And those other types of situations, you can kind of be anxious about things like that. You never really know what people are thinking or what type of person they are as much. So I think usually, generally speaking, the more open, usually the more collaborative.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, Stephen, in your extensive experience both in business and in sport, now sport really ties into business, doesn't it?
Sure does.
That how someone onboards you and the process that they take really defines how that first game works or how that first output works.
For me, onboarding is really a good example of seeing how people they pay attention to detail. And those small details really set you apart from day one.
Yeah.
As Harrison said, when you get there, you're anxious. We're all anxious. We want to show everyone not only we're excited about the opportunity, but also we have something to give back. And we want to display our talents. So when you're thinking about onboarding and the anxiousness of someone, it's really important for the other team members to make sure that they put themselves in that shoe again.
Yeah.
How was your first day? And if this was you pursuing a new career path, how would you want to be treated? And most people if you just go the extra mile to just be generous a smile here and there.
Yeah.
You know, politely open a door, showing someone there's the restroom down that way. You know, things like that. So those anxious things, or people trying to find their way around the building, you take all that away from them, and you build an icebreaker from there, and then that makes a open language or conversation happen just natural.
Yeah. I suppose with a hot mess, I experienced a situation where, you know, new people were joining an organisation, and then you had this one bad egg, and the first thing they did was befriend the new people, and then start putting negative vibes into the way that they thought about the company, even though the company was doing the right thing. You know, what do you say about that? How does a new person actually identify that that's happening to them? Because usually these people are master manipulators, right?
Right. Harrison,
Yeah, I think you know, when you're new, you definitely have to take a little bit of time and consideration to the people that you meet, and sort of be careful and realize, you know, okay, who here is working to be successful, who here is working just to go somewhere during the day, and so you kind of have to put things like that together to, you know, figure out, you know, who's going to help me, you know, do the best where I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Have you found that in things that you've been part of, Stephen?
You know, it's a little different, especially as an investor, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, as an investor, especially, you look at management and you look at the founders and what successes they had, and what are their leadership capabilities. And then I really, at that point in my life, I was looking more at the leaders. And now being on board here in the startup, I found that all boots on the ground. There's no such thing as a leader. We're all leading. You know, we're leading in different directions. It's just important that we're communicating and we're talking and we're figuring it out the same way, because we don't want to be going like this. We want to be all going together in the same way, in the same direction. So when I think about onboarding and I think about bringing on other people on the team, it's just important that we speak the same language. You know, running the same play, and you know, and also that we make sure that those people and those successes, you find those talents that you may have married. You look for those likeness in each other, and you grow there. Because when you find your talents, you're comfortable, you'll see where the difference lie, and you'll quickly figure out who's here to be successful and who's not.
Yeah, I totally agree with, in a new company or a startup, that everyone's a leader, but they're not only a leader today, they're absolutely the leaders in the future. If you look at Facebook and you look at Twitter, all those people that started at the ground, look at where they are today. I mean, they've got great bank accounts, but other than that, they also, you know, they rose to the top, or certainly the good people rose to the top. So I think startups give you a really great opportunity, don't they?
I love it. I really feel like startup is a genuine. It's everybody's in. It's so fun. You know, we all get to measure our successes. We set new benchmarks for ourselves, and the unknown it's fine. You know, because we're all exploring it together. So the onboarding process, bringing on new talent and recruiting, I enjoy it. I wake up every day looking for what's next. You know, how can we create new moments? How can we measure new successes?
Yeah, I love that. How do we create new moments? Is that something that you feel when you're in a startup, Harrison?
I think that's definitely a very exciting component of the startup environment, and I think just the fact that you can kind of explore different paths, and you kind of you're in this exploratory phase of, okay, where's this going to go? Let's experiment with this aspect right now. Let's see how this is going to work out, and you can find a lot of good things, and you learn a lot. Okay, I don't need to do that now, and so that can really help you down the road, especially when you're kind of trying. I think that the more new things you try, the easier it is to try new things.
Yeah, absolutely. I find that in a startup, there's a lot of energy. You know, I have a company that's been around for a lot of years, and then I have a startup. And I know that when I step my feet into the startup, this energy just really overtakes me. And I wonder whether when somebody starts with Robotic Marketer, whether they too feel that energy.
I think so. I think the energy in the room here, I think you as the viewer, you can feel us talking in this interview. We're not just putting on, this is naturally who we are. A little caffeine. But
a lot of caffeine to me this morning.
But this, in a startup, and when you walk in a room or in a small office and you have 4 or 5 people in there, you just hear the clicks of the keyboard, or you hear ideas being thrown out, or the whiteboards, someone's jotting things down, you're erasing, no. That's all energy, and that's all things we can feed off of, and that's no different than a locker room, no different than going to the gym, because you're going there for self-improvement, but the other people around you who are inspiring you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pumping around on the keyboard.
Now, if you could pick one thing that you think is really important in the onboarding process, what would it be, Harrison?
I think it's definitely kind of important to figure out where the needs are when you're a new person, so you can figure out, okay, where's the need and where are my skills going to help, make that happen.
That's a great
That's
one.
really good.
Yeah, really good. Okay, can you beat that?
No,
Oh, yeah.
200. Yeah, but I would say onboarding for me, I think what I would look for in a new employee in the next 60 people,
Yeah.
right? I'm looking for people that not only understands their strengths, but is willing to work on their weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people identifying what are their weaknesses and what are their strengths, and really, asking for help, putting their hands up and saying, hey, I'd really love someone to help me improve my skills in this area, or what do I need to do to actually go away and read books or do a course or do an online course. There's so many thousands of online courses there today. So I can be better at that particular, task or that thing, skill that I needed to have in that job. I think what's really important with the onboarding process, that there is a process and there's a goal, and that people feel welcomed. I think they're really important things in that onboarding process. Well, thank you so much for having us here today. We look forward to continuing to share insights into our startup robotic marketer. Thank you so much for joining us, Stephen. We're very, very lucky to have Stephen in Atlanta here today. And Harrison, thank you for your insights.